These are new types of human beings. They are not demoralized or defeated persons. They are leaders.
These 5 films, this small acts collection, it's a chance to look at the Black British experience. And in particular, your film, Mangrove, covers the Mangrove Nine. What is it like to be able to tell this story, especially in the political, socio-political climate that we're in right now?
It shows a respect and honor for those who are part of the Mangrove Nine, alive and those who have passed away. We're diving into a world 50 years prior, what we were dealing with as a community and as Black people within the UK. And then 50 years onwards, we're seeing that there's still an issue there, and an issue that needs to be addressed, and an issue that needs to come to an end, not only in the UK, but across the world.
We need justice.
We need to defend ourselves against power and its rivers of blood and nonsense.
So what was it like stepping into Altheia's shoes?
You're nervous because, this story hasn't been told in a mainstream cinematic and media way before. So you're a bit nervous because you want to do it justice. You want to represent her right. These don't come in your inbox all the time. So when you get them, you honor them, you cherish them. And then meeting her just added that layer of responsibility and excitement and gratitude for being able to be trusted to be the vessel for her story and the other stories as a collective, of course.
This attack on a Black establishment is not an isolated event, but a sustained campaign against Black people. And today we are saying enough is enough.
What was the one thing that you asked her or that she told you that you really connected to?
I asked her a lot, and it was mostly about the authenticity of what was written about her and if she's okay with certain things being said, and she educated me on that. But one thing she did say to me that changed me in a sense was she was just basically telling me about the sadness that she felt in the lack of love that we had for each other and the lack of love that we had for ourselves as a people, loving ourselves, loving our skin, loving our hair, loving our culture, and being bold to represent that and own that. And also the lack of us organizing and being a unified community. That made me walk away and just really think about how I can be able to be a bridge for positivity within my own community as a young person. And then also made me look at myself and question, do I love myself? Do I love my hair? Do I love it in its, whether it's straight or curly or afro? Like, do I love myself and love my skin? And am I confident in myself as a Black woman? And she made me answer those questions. And I realized a lot of insecurities was hidden. And she helped me to just form a new sense of love for myself, which she didn't know she did, but she does now.
If you lose these histories, you won't have an understanding of where we are now and how much we've achieved. These stories have made who I am as a human being. What made me, the reason why I'm sitting here talking to you right now. I'm very grateful, and I owe a lot to the people in these stories.
Working with the incredible Steve McQueen on this project, what was it like to get to have him as a director and to be part of this?
He's been on my list of directors I've always wanted to work with. Him, Ryan Coogler, Barry Jenkins, these are all my top filmmakers I always wanted to work with. He would praise, he would congratulate, he would lift up in the midst of a scene. He didn't wait till the premiere. He didn't wait till the ADR session, where he can pull you to the side and say, okay, I liked what you did there. He did it on set, and he cherished and nurtured my talent right there, right then, and gave me advice right there, right then. And I honor him for that as a director. So it was brilliant working with him, but it was also brilliant to be given a beautiful pat on the back to say you're doing a good job.
Though you guys are not in the same film together, but being able to appear in this series with your very close friend, John Boyega, what was that like?
Myself and John are trying to find a project to work on where we can be on the same set, in the same frame together. But again, I'm so proud of him, and I love him as an artist. I love him as a filmmaker, as a producer, and I'm so honored to see him work and put projects out that mean something. And when he does that, he really, really is a vessel for great stories, and he will continue to be that vessel. And I just need a project with him, just me and him on the same frame.
We mustn't be victims, but protagonists of our stories.
You are, of course, working with your great friend, Letitia Wright. How have y'all supported each other in being part of two of the biggest franchises in the world?
When Letitia went through her big transition with Black Panther, I call it transition because it's like, babe, you ain't broke no more. So when she went into through that transition, I understood the isolation that would come with it, that she'd disappear for a while. And that's what it's been like for a while. You don't really get to see each other. We spoke about so many different things that we have been going through. And through this process, it's great to know that I can pick up the phone and speak to Tish and we can relate on certain things, but also there's things to learn. Her perspective is different to mine with certain things. And so, being able to just talk and relate in that way. And we share an agent, which is great, our agent Femi. So it's a family function, you get me?
Looking back on something we worked on before, when we were in Detroit talking about Melvin Dismukes playing this man, you are now playing Leroy Logan in Britain. What was it like getting to get into the nuances of being Black and British versus being Black in America?
It was great to get into this particular story. Both guys, Dismukes and Leroy, seem to have the same mentality in terms of trying to use collaboration to help the Black community in a positive way. Sometimes in taking that position to want to change an institution from the inside out, it's very, very complicated. Whereas we see in Detroit, it led to him bearing witness to the murder of so many Black individuals, and to see such horror in Red, White and Blue, Leroy is met with an obstacle that is a slow burn, and it's something that he chose to face because of the discrimination against Black British individuals on street and bad race relations between Black civilians and police officers. It was good to relate those two and then see ways that they are also very, very different.
What was it like to have Leroy there for you to be able to speak to and help you find, what he went through?
It was really great to have Leroy there to speak to definitely get specific answers in terms of why he thought the way he did, even in specific scenes. I'd be like, there's certain things I wanted to just know, like, why were you thinking this? And that for me really, really helps, because I know that my performance is influenced by a truth that I have the responsibility to portray. I learned from one of his friends how to bust a little jazz funk dance, all of that kind of stuff. I wore leather pants.
Oh.
I felt very manly, I can't lie. It was a manly experience. I was like, okay, this is how young people back in your day used to floss. You're like, yeah, man. So it's like, it was cool to be able to see that.
Bringing leather pants into 2020?
No. We're going to leave them right there. I can't lie.
Leather pajama pants, maybe.
yeah, exactly. Just the vibe.
Don't you think it's time things were different?
As individuals, we have an impossible battle. As a collective, we stand a chance.